Hi everyone, and welcome to our tutorial where we're going to introduce the Selion code generator. This is Rene Lux from Symbio. So the Selion page generator converts YAML files into Java objects that follow the page object design pattern which Selenium suggests you should use for your automation. So if you go to the Selion documentation, you can find a page called Selion PageYAML for Webflow. This is the documentation about Selion generator for websites. So I will cover a few basic things that you need to know. So we have the base class, which is a web page, an implementation of a Selion web page. So they provide the basic page implementation, but this page can also be an extension of a page that you created yourself. Or for example, if you have a website with a header and a footer, you can create your own generated page, and all other pages can extend from this page through the base class. We have the attribute page title, which is a key set value of page title. So default key would be US, and then if you have it localized for example, France, you would have the key FR. Then we have elements. These are all the elements that are on the page. The locators are again the same. It's a key map, a key value pair. So you can have a locator for US and for FR. The Selion has certain types of elements that they support. So the types are button, checkbox, date picker, form, image, label, link, radio button, list, table, text field, and container. So most of these elements has certain helper functionality. So for example, the button has a click method that can expect, or that has a parameter for expected page. So if you click that button, you expect it to land on that page. So it will load for that, wait for that page, and then take a screenshot. The same goes for example, for checkbox, you have check and uncheck. For a select list, you can select by value, by label, and by index. And then we have one element which is a little more special, which is the container element. The container element is an element that repeats itself on the page. So for example, if you have a table view, this repeats itself. And the container can, for example, have a description and some links. So the container repeats itself, and it can have child elements. So then you can, for example, take the container which is on index 1, and you can click that link. So this way you can interact with specific elements on your page. Then we have the page validators, which is an array of elements that are defined in your page. And if you provide your page to a click method, it will wait for all these conditions to be true. If that doesn't happen, it will throw an exception. And then the last parameter is the default locale. The default locale is the value that will use by default for your for the locators. So by default, your page will have a US locale. If you provide the locale FR to your page, if you don't define the FR key, it will fall back to the US the US key. If you want to override this value, you can do that by setting the default locale. Okay, so I have prepared some attributes already. So I will copy this over to my Eclipse. It goes into the GUI data folder. But we first have to create a subfolder. So we are going to create some Google pages. And then we're going to create a file which is called searchpage.yaml. Now we're going to open the actual page. First thing you see is that the page title is Google. So we are going to change the page title to Google. And then we have the elements. So we have a search text field. And we're going to check the element. And we can see that the attribute name has the value Q. Now, to check if this locator would work, we need to check if there's a field, if there's more than one field with that value. So name is Q. So you can do this in the console of most browsers, and this is normal jQuery. So you can see that we only get one result. So we can use that as a locator. So we are going to the elements page and we're going to create search text field, locators US, name is Q. To validate the page, we want the search text field to be visible. It's visible. We're going to save this page and then run Maven generate sources. And now we can see that in the generated sources, I now have com symbiote test Google, and I have the search page, which contains our text field. In the test case, we can initiate this page and start interacting with the text field. But for that, we would like to point you to our next video. So this was it for today. Thanks.